Take this. Take that. Ooh, ow, 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 ow.
Ah, yes, the series where we take and then break down a character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on what they could, emphasis on could, bring in terms of potential for moveset, for spirits, even how the spirit fights could work, and then even potentially a stage. We're going to break all that down, maybe not everything, but we're going to break down a good portion of it. And again, these are my opinions. If you don't agree, that's 100% okay. That is a-okay in my book. This is just a way, especially I think people will not, there's going to be people that won't agree with how I'm portraying the moveset, but this is just how I personally would like the moveset to be portrayed with this character. So if you don't agree with it, that is 100% okay. Just let me know what you would personally change about it. That's all right. But yeah, going over moveset, potential spirits, and then a stage, and then yeah, we leave some comments and stuff down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this overall. So anybody know whose character of the day it is today? You guessed Paper Mario. Good job. You already get a point. You're paying attention. You guessed Paper Mario. Nice job. Anyway, let's stop messing around and let's start getting into some of his potential moves.
It's me, Mario.
Alright, first, Paper Mario's neutral special. This one's very simple. It's, well, obviously something he does in the Paper Mario games, but it's something you can do in like every Mario game. And that's a very simple shell kick. Now, how does this move work, and why do I think it could work great as a neutral special? It's very simple. Paper Mario, in this case, picks up a Koopa shell. As you can, well, I mean, he doesn't pick it up here, but the idea is he picks it up and he just kicks it forward. You know, whatever direction he's facing. Just a quick little projectile attack. It's simple. It gets right to the point. Not gonna do a ton of damage, but simple idea for a move, right? I mean, practically all Marios do this anyway.
It's me, Mario.
Alright, let's move on to Paper Mario's side special. Now this one, there's a lot of buddies that come to mind, so the one that I came up with, again, this is all potential stuff that he could do. If you don't necessarily agree with what the move is or where the move would be used, that is a-okay. The whole purpose of this video is to demonstrate the potential that characters have. So, the potential, I think, for a side special, maybe Paper Mario kind of summons out Bombette, and then as you can see by the little clip, Bombette would just kind of run forward and have a nice little explosion, just kaboom! Pretty decent damage, a decent amount of knockback, and I think maybe you could kind of get a little bit fun with the move. Again, this is iffy, but say Paper Mario, you input side special, Bombette comes walking out, and maybe the farther and the longer that she's out before she comes into contact with something, maybe that depends on the size of the explosion. So like if you summon it, walks into a wall right away, it'll explode. Or walks into an opponent, gets close enough, it'll detonate. So it has like a, it's not really like a heat-seeking type of deal, but it's got like a way to detect once it gets close to like something that has a hitbox. So, get closer to opponent real quick little explosion. If it takes, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, the longer it goes, maybe the bigger explosion it could have. Just a fun little idea for Bombette, I suppose.
It's me, Mario.
Alright, let's move on to Paper Mario's down special. I think this one is very, very easy to understand. Very comparable to, say, Zelda's neutral special. How she gets that little crystal, her little shield around her. I think this could work in the exact same way. It's not going to be, it'll be like a barrier. So that's the name of the attack. Barrier, I guess, if you want to call it that. But this little barrier comes out, surrounds Paper Mario. And again, if you're close enough to your opponent, just like Zelda for neutral special, if it hits, it's got its own hitbox, it'll do its own little damage. But at the same time, Barry's barrier is able to reflect incoming projectiles. So It's basically Zelda's neutral special, but for Paper Mario, and you're using it as like a down special. I know, yeah, reflectors, how original, but again, the buddy system. Barry is at least in my opinion, I really like Barry, so I kind of want to see him in the moveset somewhere.
It's me, Mario.
All right, on to up special. This one is simple. As you can see, Paracarry comes in here and lifts, well, in this clip, it's lifting the opponent away. But the up special, you use it, Paracarry gets summoned out of nowhere and picks up Paper Mario and kind of flies him in the direction that you're aiming. It's a very simple, right to the point up special. It's great. This is such a great recovery move. It's just like, it's already built in. It's just like, right? If there's anything for an up special, if you're using the buddy system, Paracarry has to be the way to go. I mean, after all, right? It makes too much sense.
It's me, Mario.
All right, so I think you could use this move in one of two sort of different ways. I like either back or potentially forward air, and that would be pulling out Watt, and he uses his little power shock attack. So what does that do? Well, as you can see, it comes out and deals a little bit of shocking damage. You know, it's nothing extremely crazy, but like you could use it as like a stun effect as well. So like, well, take back air for example. Say Paper Mario pulls out Watt for his back air, and say the opponent is actually standing on stage. Maybe you could also have like a stun sort of effect as well for a couple seconds, so it would kind of allow you to follow up as well. But again, maybe you could use it as a forward air as well. But the way I kind of envision it, think of if you know Mr. Game & Watch's back air, I believe that's the move I'm thinking of. He pulls out the turtle, so it's kind of, it could be like maybe a multi-hit sort of move, or maybe it's just a quick little zap, shock attack, whatever it is. But you know, it's just something quick, back air or forward air. Either one kind of works here. It might not be the most powerful, but you know, quick little attack. I mean, that's what air attacks are for, after all, aren't they?
It's me, Mario.
All right, how about forward tilt? Don't worry, we got another hammer attack coming in just a little bit. But how about forward tilt? Just a quick little hammer smack, a little sideways. Not the overhead, you know, not the 12 to 6 sort of attack. That comes a bit, just a little bit later. But how about this? Again, tilt attacks are meant to be quicker. Just, yeah, get to the point. And since the tilt attack, it's a, well, weapon, I think this should have pretty decent knockback and pretty good damage. And it should be somewhat fast of an attack. It's not like it wouldn't be a slow tilt attack by any means. But, you know, you input it and just quick little swipe side to side. You know, again, decent power, decent damage, decent knockback. Like, overall, it could be one of Paper Mario's better moves, just in a pinch, you know, when you're on the ground, just to, you know, kind of a move just used to, well, rack up damage.
It's me, Mario.
And like I said, of course, another hammer attack, forward smash. If you are not getting the hammer involved in a Paper Mario moveset, you're doing the character wrong. Like, this is like his iconic, this is his weapon of choice. And for a smash attack, it is right to the point. Quick, oh, maybe not quick, but in overhead, you know, kind of a 12 to 6 sort of motion, or maybe more of like a 12 to 5, kind of, if you think about it on a clock. Anyway, you see how the motion works. Boom, big strike straight down onto your opponent, big attack. I could see this being probably his most powerful attack. Obviously, it's a smash attack, but again, Paper Mario is going to be a light character, so he's not going to have a ton of moves that are just going to be like, yep, all this damage and all this knockback. So he's going to have to rely on like a lot of, you know, powerful actual attacks to get the KOs. So, I mean, this one, it's straight to the point. Quick little overhead hammer smash. Oh.
It's me, Mario.
right. What about? Okay, I'll be honest. It took me a little bit to try to come up with a Final Smash idea for Paper Mario, but I came up with this one where he summons out one of these stars, right? And then obviously it's the rhythm, and you gotta time it properly. But I don't think that would not be a part of the Final Smash. Basically, you activate Final Smash, and this giant star comes out of nowhere, right? Fills up a great portion of the screen, and then right here, the star just starts like jumping up and down, bouncing on the stage, causing like these little shock waves. And even if you get close to the actual star itself, you'll be taking damage. So kind of think of maybe Rosalina's Final Smash to a degree without all the projectiles, or kind of like how Jigglypuff gets really big. If you get close enough, you'll get hit by it and do some damage. But like this one, it'll have some movement to it, right? Jumps up and down, causing some shockwaves, if you will. So yeah, you're not going to be safe on the ground, and you're not going to be safe anywhere near it. And well, I mean, it is a big star, so it should take up a pretty decent amount of space, I would think, especially for Final Smash. Alright, potential spirit time. So this one was a little weird because there's a lot of actually untapped potential in the Paper Mario universe. There's so many buddies, there's so many enemies, so many characters that are not even spirits in this game. So you could take older spirits, or sorry, not spirits, you could take older characters from the older Paper Mario series. So as you can see, there's a few of them on here. We got Goombella, Watt, who's a part of the moveset. We have Barry and Parakarry, who are both part of the moveset as well. But then again, you're also representing the new Origami King with some, well, Origami King spirits. King Ollie, I think, would make perfect sense to be the legendary. We have Olivia, who's in Origami King. Got a thing about that in a second. Of course, you got to have stapler and tape. Probably throw scissors in there or something like that. So, like, there's some cool ideas and cool potential for spirits. So, I'm going to break down just a couple spirit fights on how they might work. But I'm not going to break down King Ollie. I'm not going to do Olivia or stapler or tape. Why? I'm going to try to avoid spoilers in case somebody's playing through Origami King and they don't want, well, spoilers. So, this is the way that I'll approach it. King Ollie, look, he's a final boss, okay, first and foremost. So the way that King Ollie's works, nobody's surprised. Final bosses, there's typically multiple parts to a final boss. So the way I could kind of tie that in for King Ollie's spirit fight would be multiple characters, we'll say. So more than one against you. So it's a legend spirit. It's bound to be difficult for a reason. Olivia, same thing. I'm not gonna. There's a certain item in Smash Bros, and you can kind of use that for her spirit fight. And again, I'm not trying to spoil nothing, so I can't really show any of that. But you got a couple spirit fights that I could show you. They're pretty simple on how they would work. All right, time to move on to a couple of these spirit fights, and I think up first. Oh, hello, dropped my controller. But I think up first we'll go with this pretty simple one. How about Barry? What is he? Remember, he's that barrier. And how did I refer to him during the moveset? Well, I said he's very comparable to Zelda. What's with my camera angle? Nope, hold on. There we go. So, I said he's very comparable to Zelda using neutral special. So maybe that's exactly what the fight would be. You fight a Zelda who favors neutral special. So, of course, you know, you try to fire off some projectiles. We already know how that works, right? Reflects it. You get too close, and it does a little bit of damage. It's a very simple spirit fight for Barry. Alright, up next, let's talk about the Watt spirit fight. This one, again, very simple. What is Watt? He's something that throws out electric attacks. So what if you ended up facing a Pichu or even a Pikachu, either one, and just say their attacks in general, their electric attacks in general, will do more damage. So, you know, it's kind of a simple idea, you know? I mean, that's what Watt is after all, right? You summon him and he does some electric attacks. So why not face somebody that does, well, electric attacks? That could be Pichu or Pichu. Again, spirit fights can be very simple and right to the point. Alright, so time to talk about the potential stage. Now, this one was actually tough, so the way I figured for the stage, I went with what is called the Battle Theater. So why did I pick this stage and not something from the Origami King? Which, by the way, if Paper Mario were to be a DLC character for Smash Ultimate, me personally, I would expect an Origami King stage. But I was having a difficult time trying to come up with a specific location from that game and then how to try to make it work for a stage. So I went with something that fit more the theme of how the character is played, the whole buddy system. So we went back to good old Battle Theater for the stage. So no real gameplay because there's no Battle Theater stage in Smash Bros. Obviously. So here's how it would work. I think it could just be a simple flat out stage, flat stage. You could be KO'd up, left, and right, but you cannot go below the stage. So it's like, think of King of Fighters, Bridge of Elden, something like that. Just a complete flat stage from one end to the other. Can't go underneath it. And then I think it'd be kind of a fun touch if you do go at the Battle Theater. You could see it down towards the bottom of the screen. You could see the Toads and the Koopas and miscellaneous other characters in there. It'd be kind of a fun touch to actually have that at the very bottom of the screen to make it seem like, hey, you're actually in the Battle Theater watching, or you got your actual audience watching the battle. So I think that'd be a cool touch. Again, personally, I think I would expect an Origami King stage. It's just I didn't know exactly what location to put or how to make the stage work. So I went simple and I just tied it in with more of how Paper Mario, his move set worked, at least for my video. Does that make sense?